Hi, this is Rob from ASUS, Second Marketing Specialist.
My name is JJ. I'm the Senior Technical Marketing Specialist for ASUS as well.
And today we're going to be talking about the new flagship router. So this is the RT-N56U. It is a dual band gigabit router. So let's have a quick look at it and then unbox it. And just before we move on, I'm going to tell you too that at the end of this video, there's going to be contest details that you can win one of these things on Facebook and another one on Twitter. So definitely stay tuned. Alright, so let's open this guy up. I'm just going to slide it out. So the first thing you're going to see here is your warranty notice. Now the RT-N56U does come with a 2-year warranty, so it's going to definitely keep you safe. You've also got your quick start guide. This does have an installation CD, but you'll find when you go to install the router, you actually won't need this in most cases. This is just a support, kind of a backup CD in case anything does go wrong, but for the most part you should be good. You have your Ethernet cable in here, as well as your adapter. But here's the exciting part. This is the RT-N56U. It says the really cool black diamond that we first saw on the most recent SDRW external DVD drive. I'm just going to peel this off. And you can see that this is definitely not your typical router. This is a very, very cool design. Very sleek. Something that you're not going to be ashamed to, hide in the corner basically because it's got huge antennas sticking out of it. This is pretty much the first router you want to show off. So we're very proud of our RT-N56U. So just turning it around, you can see that it does have, of course, your standard connections. It does also have 2 USB ports on this, so you'll see what those do in a minute. And of course, you've got your stand down here as well. So I'm going to close this up and I'm going to pass this to JJ, and he's going to tell you.
Alright everybody, so once again, my name is JJ. I'm the Senior Technical Marketing Specialist for ASUS, and I'm going to give you a little bit more of the hardware specifics as well as some of the feature sets that are present here on the RT-N56U. So as Robert detailed in the unboxing, this definitely stands out in terms of its overall look, its design, its general aesthetics, but it definitely has the hardware to back up the great look and the design that we've gone ahead and implemented. So what we're looking at inside here is definitely one of the most cutting-edge routers that's out there on the market. So first and foremost, it's a dual-band unit. So what does that mean? It means that it supports both 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz. But in addition to that, it's actually able to broadcast simultaneously on both frequencies. Now that's a big plus because it means that you won't be restricted by maybe some devices in your home that maybe only run at 2.4 and other devices that could potentially run at 5. And why you might want that 5 gigahertz bandwidth available to you is that in certain situations like HDTV streaming, maybe Netflix streaming, Hulu, anything that's using high bit rate, high video, high quality audio, multimedia files that you're streaming throughout the house and streaming out to compatible devices, you're going to need that 5 gigahertz bandwidth. So that's a big plus that you have in this unit. And while you don't see any antennas in here, the unit is using an advanced what's called MIMO, so that's multiple input, multiple output design. So there's some very high performance internal antennas here to go ahead and maximize not only the bandwidth and the throughput, so the overall information that can be sent between this guy and your connected device, but also help give you really strong and reliable and stable signal. So that's pretty awesome.
Well, so what are some of the unique features that maybe this router has that other routers won't have?
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, you kind of touched on one of the cool parts when we talked about some of the I/O connectivity. Of course, this unit has gigabit, and while gigabit is out there, one of the nice features that we're offering is what's called a hardware NAT. Well, without getting too complex, a hardware NAT is just going to give us a higher level of performance, especially when we're connecting point-to-point in devices. So it's going to give us substantially higher throughput. And what it just means throughput is megabytes. In terms of the data that we can send from one point to another point, we're going to be able to send a lot more of it, a lot more effectively and efficiency. So let's say if you were sending over like a 25 gig HD file, like we're recording here on our high definition camera, we could maybe do it in sub 5 minutes as opposed to 25 minutes.
Very
so that's
cool.
going to be a big
time saver.
Exactly. These 2 USB ports are going to allow you to do some pretty nifty stuff, especially with some of the software and the hardware that we have built in here. So by default, these guys provide power, which is a big plus as opposed to a lot of competitors' designs. Normally you might have to still connect the USB power for whatever device you're attempting to plug in here. But we have an advanced hub design that allows us to give power to those devices. So like an external hard drive, flash drive, things like that you can plug in here. So those devices will then all of a sudden become visible across your whole network. You can use them. But we even make it cooler. You can do stuff using our AI disk technology where you can actually access that device online. So let's say you have your hard drive attached to this router, right? But you're out on the office, you've traveled somewhere, maybe you're
So
at
you
a friend's
forgot
house.
a file somewhere.
Anything like that, you can
retrieve
log
that
online.
file.
Exactly. You can get
Perfect.
online and have access to it. You can read, you can write it, you can copy it, and do all kinds of different things with it. So it gives you a whole lot of flexibility. There's also special what's called QoS, or quality of service options, that are built into it. So whether you're a gamer, whether you're somebody that's interested in multimedia, whether you're just looking for the best performance for web surfing, you have the ability to customize how the router is actually going to take in what's called your packets or your internet signal and optimize and adjust it so that you can get the best performance for whatever type of configuration you're looking to use.
Cool. So what about setup? Is this an easy to set up router? Let's say it's my first time turning on a computer, am I going to be able to figure this out?
Yeah, most definitively. We've actually spent quite some time working what's called our easy setup interface and our easy setup process. So what all the user's going to have to do is literally just take the AC adapter, take the cable, plug it in, plug this in to the one of the LAN ports, doesn't matter, and then plug it into their network jack on their system. From there, as soon as they open up the browser, the actual browser will automatically redirect to essentially the internal workings of this router here, and it'll pop up with a menu screen that says, "Hello, I see that you've detected, I have you detected, I see your internet connection." If it doesn't see your internet connection for whatever reason, maybe you forgot to connect it, it'll actually blink. It'll tell you, please make sure, run the cable, plug it into here before we can proceed, and it'll go step by step. So usually within about maybe 30 seconds to a minute and a half, it'll be online. So it's a very straightforward process. You don't have to worry about manually going in, remembering IP codes or different passwords or anything like that. So all that's set up for you, and even from a security standpoint, it helps you along through all that to make sure that your Wi-Fi is also protected as well.
Very cool. So that's the RT-N56U. Thank you, JJ. And now let's look at how we can win one of these. So I mentioned we do have a contest on Twitter and on Facebook. And let's give you a quick walkthrough. So let's show you the first way you can win an RT-N56U. And this is actually the landing page for it. You can find this on usa.asus.com. I'll scroll down to the bottom, and you see this tweet button. All you have to do is just log into your Twitter account, and this will pop up, and hit tweet. And that will enter you to win one RT-N56U. Now, this contest does end Wednesday, February 16th at 5 p.m., so definitely get on this right away. I'm going to show you another way that you can enter. And it's going to be on facebook.com. And this is at our official. Now, for a second way to win an RT-N56U, this is the official ASUS Facebook page. And it's just facebook.com/ASUS. So first thing you want to do here is just like the page. And the second thing to enter is complete the entry form. So just click here to submit that, and you'll find it's basically just a form that asks for your name and email address.